Given today's theme of inspecting and reading into the energy of somebody that is tapping into mine, because that is my right to protect myself through discernment, I am going to dedicate this day to discussing two topics. And in today's first topic, we are going to discuss the gatekeepers and what the gatekeepers represent through the spiritual representation of spiritual warfare. So, when it comes to gatekeepers, there are two distinct understandings. There are good gatekeepers and bad gatekeepers, as in there are light gatekeepers and dark gatekeepers. Duality. Everything has its balance. So today we are going to discuss through our minds on what a gatekeeper represents to our own personal being. And you don't need to share outwardly what side of the fence that you reside on, but just know, 129, that by me presenting this to you, PSA, I am highlighting whether or not you will be receiving karma for the side of the coin you reside on. And like I said, you don't need to share what side you feel you reside on within you through your own personal emotions and moods and reactions within that nobody sees because you're watching from a screen. Just know God is watching everything. And these are very unique times we're in, people. So, let's go over the gatekeepers. Let me know what you think in the comments. What are your views? Share this out with a friend. Maybe it'll give them some insight and plant a seed. Isn't it interesting how you pay attention to the concept of what gatekeeping actually means and seeing how it correlates in our livelihoods on a day-to-day extent, where we see people abusing their powers and authorities that be pertaining to the spiritual concept of gatekeeping. And then you see those fighting against it, fighting against the gatekeeping manipulations. Now, we can dive a little bit deeper when it comes to gatekeeping and really inspect from the concept of ley line structures in history. We can also correlate it into biblical times pertaining to the teachings that we have been spoon-fed and the teachings that they keep hidden from the collective. And now that you have a good understanding of what gatekeeping actually represents, we can go into the concept of what a watcher is and how you can't have one without the other. See, we can look at these things as tangible, physical, 3D things like war. But then we can take it one step further and remove ourselves from the physical 3D space and go into the spiritual aspect and see the meaning behind spiritual war. This is where religion has divided us for centuries. And it is time for the people, 144, to unite and come together and see where we have all been manipulated through division by being spoon-fed specific pieces of information that keep us divided rather than united. And it's right in front of our faces if we only looked to see. Like the Sisterhood of the Eastern Star would say, ironically as I speak it, considering it has to do with secret knowledge. Ask, seek, and find. Stay blessed and stay tuned, because up next we're discussing the Watchers. Let me know in the comments section what your views are on this take. Let me know what you think about my new introductory and exposure of bringing the dark to light. May the day exceed your expectations, and may you live up to those expectations in which you seek, ask, seek, and find. Stay blessed.